It's a brand new week and you're watching Primetime News. Good evening, I'm Michael Madimba. It's great to be back in your company and we sincerely apologize for the 3-week-long intermission in our newscast. Leading the bulletin tonight, Head of State Dr. Hage Geingob says the recognition award from African Vibes magazine is a Namibian victory resulting from teamwork and dedication by all Namibians through the systems, processes and institutions that are in place. More on our first report compiled by Linia Dishena.
Geingob has been rated as the third best performing president of Namibia's processes, systems and instruments by African Vibes, an online magazine based in America which defines, reflects and celebrates contemporary Africa and Africans. Geingob's recognition, along with President Mokgweetsi Masisi of Botswana in second place and Mauritius President Prithviraj Ramphosa in first position, was determined using key indicators such as the United Nations Human Development Index, Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, and the Ibrahim Index of African Governance, amongst others. In an interview with the Namibia Press Agency on Friday, the Namibian leader said the country's key performance indicators that were used is a result of teamwork and dedication by all Namibians through systems, processes and institutions in place. Adding, if some people are seeing what we are doing, we are saying thank you. But it is not a one-person show. They recognize the process, systems and institutions in Namibia. I believe in teamwork. However, being the captain, I take the credit, but I did not score it alone. In their rating, per the key indicators, Namibia remains one of the 4 African nations with a corruption perception index of at least 51 points in 2021 and the 58th least corrupt country out of 180 countries, while the country's gross domestic product is at 3%.
A recent Afrobarometer survey indicates that more than half of Namibians repeatedly went without basic life necessities during the previous year, placing the country in the category of moderate-lived poverty or high-lived poverty. Our producer, Lydia Pitiri, compiled this report.
The survey by the Afrobarometer, a Pan-African non-partisan survey research network that provides reliable data on African experiences and evaluation of democracy, governance and quality of life, was released recently. The survey shows that the proportion of citizens who suffered frequent deprivation of basic life necessities has risen steadily to the highest levels recorded since 2006. According to the survey, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the share of Namibians who went without cash income many times or always increased by 1/3. The key findings showed that 79%, that is 8 in 10 Namibians, went without cash income at least once during the year, while 64% went without food and 57% without needed medical care at least once. It further showed that more than half of Namibians experience moderate-lived poverty, a figure of 34%, or higher-lived poverty, a figure of 22% during the previous year, meaning they frequently went without basic life necessities. The survey also indicated that older Namibians reported higher levels of moderate or higher-lived poverty, ranging from 49% of respondents aged 18 to 25 years to 63% of those over the age of 55.
Moving on. The Ministry of Higher Education, Training and Innovation has engaged with the University of Namibia to integrate students who are studying in war-torn Ukraine to complete their studies. Once more, Linia Dishena filed the story.
A total of 51 Namibian nationals, mostly students, have been repatriated from Ukraine in March since the invasion of Ukraine by Russia on the 24th of February 2022. Responding to the Namibia Press Agency's questions recently, the ministry's senior public relations officer, Salma Ngola, said the ministry has engaged with UNAM, particularly the School of Medicine, to explore ways that could be used to integrate the students, mostly in the fields of medicine, pharmacy, dentistry and engineering. She noted that thus far, UNAM has looked at the fields of study, categories, and has requested all first to fourth year students to submit their academic documents through the National Student Financial Assistance Fund for evaluation and consideration, adding that the university will further look into different support systems for fifth and final year students. Ngola indicated that there are, however, many factors and dynamics involved in transferring students from one academic institution to another, such as the availability of the programs, education systems, academic calendar year, and requirements by regulatory bodies.
The Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism officials on Friday confiscated 75 planks that were illegally harvested and buried in a crow on Farm 1902 in the Kavango West region. According to a statement issued earlier today by the ministry's spokesperson Romeo Muyunda, it is alleged that the planks have been illegally harvested from Farm 1903, also situated in the Kavango West region. Preliminary information indicates that the logs were harvested without the consent and knowledge of the farm owner. No arrests have been made or fines issued thus far. However, officials have the names of the suspects. When we return, Omaruru Municipality gets disclaimer audit opinion. In our Primetime B segment tonight, we commence with municipal matters. The municipality of Omaruru has been issued a disclaimer audit opinion for the 2019 financial year by Auditor General Junius Kanjeki due to insufficient appropriate audit evidence provided. Our Erongo-based correspondent Isabel Bento filed the story.
The audit was done on financial statements comprised of the Statement of Financial Position, Statement of Comprehensive Income, Cash Flow Statement, Notes of the financial statements for the year then ended, and a summary of significant accounting policies. Kanjeki noted he does not express an opinion on the financial statements of the municipality because he has not been able to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence to provide a basis for an audit opinion. According to the audit report compiled in June 2022, it was observed that the bank reconciliations were not performed or properly maintained, which resulted in an audit scope limitation on carrying out required audit procedures for cash and cash equivalent as at year end. Kanjeki said the Omaruru municipality did not prepare and present its cash flow statements in accordance with the International Accounting Standards 7 as an integral part of its financial statements.
The city of Windhoek has announced an increase in municipal bus fees for the 2022-2023 financial year, with effect from the 1st of August 2022.
According to a public notice on Friday, passengers making use of smart cards will now pay 8 Namibian dollars and 50 cents from the previous 7 Namibian dollars and 50 cents and 9 Namibian dollars and 50 cents for cash payments from 8 Namibian dollars and 50 cents. It read, the increase is in line with the Government Gazette 7843 and the City of Windhoek's tariffs for the 2022-23 financial year. It advised passengers at all times to obtain receipts from bus drivers when making use of the municipal bus services to avoid being regarded as illegal passengers by bus inspectors. The notice further read any passenger without a receipt will be regarded as an illegal passenger and will be asked to pay or leave the bus by the bus inspectors. Passengers, it concluded, should report any bus driver who refuses to provide them with a receipt to bus inspectors or city police officers at the nearest checkpoint.
Stay tuned for the sports news, but first, the economics roundup followed by the weather forecast. Football dominates the sports segment. The Brave Warriors gallantly lost 1-0 to Zambia in the 2022 COSAFA Cup at Moses Mabhida Stadium in South Africa on Sunday night. In the second minute of the extra time, the Brave Warriors created the first chance when Absalom Imbondi's shot from a free kick was parried into the path of substitute Lucky Hayter, who shot over the bar with a goal gaping in front of him. Namibia was to rue that missed opportunity as Zambia scored a wonder goal through Albert Kangwanda, whose deflected shot crashed against the upright before hitting the back of a diving Edward Mahova before trickling into the back of the net.
I have to compliment my players. I'm so proud of these players. I'm having an appetite for more. Want to work with them. We're growing something. There is something here. Their fighting spirit. They fought. Our captain, he couldn't anymore, but he was fighting. That's a brave warrior, and I'm proud of each and every one of them. They did good.
Moving on to European football. Polish striker Robert Lewandowski earlier today echoed he was raring to go at new club Barcelona and determined to help them return to the top and win as many titles as possible. "I'm finally here. I'm delighted to be at Barca," the former Bayern Munich star told Barca TV after joining his new teammates in Miami, where Barcelona are starting a 4-match US tour this week. On Saturday, Bayern Munich announced that they had reached an agreement with Barcelona for Lewandowski after 2 months of endless negotiations between the clubs. Stand by for your sports roundup. That's where we leave it for tonight. Many thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share and press the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Do join us tomorrow for yet another edition of Primetime News. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire production crew, it's good night.